Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full face of the best products of 2020. I got a half hour to do this. Let's get to it. So from the title, you know that today we're doing the best of 2020. Now, what I did was I actually curated this list by watching a lot of videos from popular YouTubers such as Vianney Strict, Ali Gline, Sabrina, a lot of people that I talk about consistently because they're the channels that I watch. So I actually curated by going through their recommendations and seeing what they recommended as their best products of 2020 and seeing if I also either agreed, had it in my collection, maybe I haven't used it in a while, and I wanted to try all of these things together. So let's go ahead and get started. So with brow, the first thing we have is the Revolution Brow Soap, and this was actually recommended by Daisy Cash. Now, I did pick this out because this is actually a product that I didn't particularly care for. If I can even get it open, we'll put it on the face. Is this real life right now? I gotta get ready because when the boys wake up, we are going to my dad's to finally have Christmas with them. Okay, so here is the product. Now see, this is one problem I have too. Mine popped plumb out of the pan the first day I got it. Also, I do not use this brush. I actually just get a spoolie and wet it and apply the product that way. I feel like the brush lays it on way too thick. Alright, so here's the spoolie. I am going to, where's my spray? Oh, my spray's hidden because it's actually a part of this video. Alright, I'm just going to wet brow product, run my spoolie through it, and apply that to my brow. I don't feel like it really holds my brows in place at all. Like, look, those are already falling down, what I just did. This poor brow, I don't have like anything over here. So there is the soap brow. I'm actually going to just let that dry before I go in with the next brow product. So let's go ahead and move on to the eyes. This product I have been using for so long, so this is actually a recommendation by me. My favorite primer for 2020 is the Milani eyeshadow primer. Originally heard about this from Emily Noel. Been using it religiously ever since. Like, I have other eye primers, but honestly, nothing has compared to this Milani since I started using it. So I would have to say that that definitely is my favorite. And for eyeshadow, okay, this was literally recommended by so many people. Now, they all specified kind of different color schemes or different palettes, but it was unanimously the best eyeshadow for 2020 had to be the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadows. I cannot tell you how many people had this in their recommendations. I have hot jalapeno and cream and sugar. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody specifically had wrote down cream and sugar. So that's what we're going to use today. So I am actually going to go in with this color and just set my eyelids. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go in with this deepest shade and apply that to the outer corner and then buff it over into the crease. So I'm first going to go in with a flat shader brush and really pack that color on into the outer corner. Now, using a fluffy brush with nothing on it, I am just going to start to buff that out. Then I'm going to take some of this shade on a flat brush, wet it, and apply it all over the lid. Then, just to even things up, I'm going to go back in with that first shade. And on a slightly fluffier brush, just kind of blend out where I had initially blended that darker color. We have a completed eyeshadow look with only, well, I only used 3 colors. I guess we could, here, just for fun, let's tap some of this darker gold color right here. So now we have like that gradient. I love doing that now. Ever since I did that video where I first tried it following Raw Beauty Christie's tutorial, it's like my favorite thing to do. Alright, so I can definitely see why this was a lot of people's recommendation because it's $4. And they have like that rose gold one, they have that pumpkin-y one, the hot jalapeno, they have the truffles one, which is my particular favorite, but my favorite shadow in it broke. They have like that carnival one. So they have quite, oh, and they just came out with new ones. They came out with two new bite-sized eyeshadow quads in like that mint collection. So yeah, there's definitely, I would think, something for everyone. For mascara, this was specifically recommended by Vianney Strict. She talked about the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. Now, I do have the Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara, so I wanted to compare the wands quickly. Now, this is one I have never tried, but it is an oldie but goodie from Maybelline. Now, I did mention when I did the vlog on this that the packaging is different compared to what I've seen like in CVS, which makes me think those are like older versions, or not older like versions, but older packaging. So I hope they haven't changed the formula, but they definitely repackaged this to match the Sky High. So here is the Lash Sensational, and here is the Sky High. Now what I'm noticing is like they're very much that same plasticky bristle. However, the Sky High is a straight wand, whereas the Lash Sensational is a curved one. So let's see if this has any difference as far as the Sky High. I'm dropping everything because I'm trying to go fast. So real quick, let me curl my lashes and then we will apply the mascara. I'm going to, I guess, go on the curly side. Okay, so there's the mascara. I am losing a little bit of curl, but that tends to happen. But I definitely feel like I have length and definition. It's almost like this is good for your top lashes, and then the straight brush is good for your bottom lashes. We'll have to do a side-by-side comparison of this for another video. But there is the mascara, and she was not the only one who recommended this either. There was 4 products that were recommended by a multitude of YouTubers. For face primer, I own this one and I didn't see a lot of people talking about it. So the fact that somebody recommended it, I thought, let me pull it back out and try it because I haven't played with it for a while. This is the Believe Beauty Radiantly Primed Face Primer, and this was recommended by Allie Glines. This is $5 or under at Dollar General. Believe Beauty is a brand exclusively to the Dollar General. I also have already done all my skin prep. I put on sunscreen and vitamin C. This primer doesn't really give you anything in terms of hydration, but it definitely gives you a radiance. I mean, it is, you know, deemed a radiant primer. But yeah, can you see like the glow of my skin now? And even your hands will have like that golden sheen after you use it. It reminds me a lot of the dewy primer from Wet n Wild, just perhaps a smidge less golden than the Wet n Wild. So, moving on to foundation. This was another one that was recommended by so many people, and I actually 100% wholeheartedly agree with this. So for foundation, 2020 best recommendation is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation, but I specifically seen Smoky Glow recommend this, and I love her. I seriously watched Glow Miss like every day. Every time something popped up from her, I was on it like hotcakes, and I love her intro. I just like her. She's very real. She's very natural. Like, I don't know, she doesn't feel fake or anything. She just is who she is, and I really enjoy watching her content. So when I seen that she recommended this, and I was like, oh yeah, that's probably my favorite foundation from the year as well. I thought, let's use that as our favorite. So I am just going to blend this out. If you are curious as to my full thoughts on this foundation, I will link for you above and below where I did my initial wear test. All right, that is fully blended in, and I think I used a little too much. So I really just like sprayed my face and then really tried to press it in to my skin with my e.l.f. sponge. Also, this isn't wet, and I know that that makes a difference, but again, like I said, I am trying or attempting my very best to go quickly here. Moving on to concealer, this was a recommendation by Sabrina, and funny enough, it is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. Mine is in the shade Fair 07 Cool, and my foundation is in Fair 10 Neutral. I do actually like this concealer. I don't feel like it's full coverage, but I think it does a nice job making my under eyes look hydrated and brightened. And I'm just blending this out as per usual with my brush from Zoeva. And then I'm just going to finish by taking my sponge. Now that everything is blended out, we're going to go ahead and move into powder. This one was recommended by Taylor Wynn, the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Powder. She specifically said 2 types, but I just happen to have the translucent. So I'm just going to take one of these Yo Twin, I don't even know, puffs, pat into this, and just use that to set down my face. Then I'm just going to take, I want to try my new brush. If you haven't seen my haul, I got this Sephora Pro Sculpting Blush Brush, but I was thinking it looked nice for under the eyes. Ooh, that went on so smooth. That may be my new favorite brush for under eye powder. I'm looking a little dry and a little pasty, so let's go on to bronzer. This was by Ali Glines again, the ColourPop Coconut Beach Bronzer, and I had to use this because if you've watched my channel for any time now, you know that this is probably my favorite bronzer right now as well. I use it constantly. So when she recommended it, I thought, same girl, same. So we are just going to pop this on. It's just a perfect bronzer if you are pale like me. Not only is the formula nice, but honestly, this color is just great because it gives you the right amount of warmth without making you look orange. It's got like that right amount of cool for someone who is pale. Yes, I am going a little fast because we already have one little feller awake. One more to go, and then we have got to hit the road running. Now we're getting somewhere with some color. So absolutely 100% agree with this recommendation for top bronzers of the year. Now for blush, I had from Emily Noel the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in the shade Brick Rose, but I couldn't find that. So in my collection, I happen to have the CoverGirl Instant Cheekbones, this trio in the shade Purely Plum, and I got this because of Emily Noel, so I figured this was close enough to work. Well, even if it isn't, it's going to have to be because this is what I have. So I am going to mix, honestly, I'm just going to go across all 3 shades, kind of tapping in the most to the lighter shades. And I'm just going to press that onto the cheeks. This is a really pretty blush. I particularly keep this Purely Plum color for winter time because it gives you like that in from the cold flush. It is a really pretty blush. There are so many different colors that you really should be able to find something. And I like that there's 3 shades because it allows you to kind of customize your color. And I like taking this lightest shade and kind of putting that toward the top as almost a highlight. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely love that blush. Great recommendation from Emily Noel. All right, highlight. Alright, so this one's kind of funny, but I actually was watching Wayne Goss, and he had his best highlighters of 2020, like its own specific category. And the drugstore one that he had was the NYX High Glass Finishing Powder. But he had that in the category of highlighter. So I went back and looked, I freezed the video, I got in real close to make sure that it said finishing powder. And he showed 2 of them, and they both said finishing powder. So this is what we're going to use. This is light, of course, and I know it says finishing powder, but we are actually just going to swirl this and use it as our cheek highlight. I actually kind of feel like I have enough highlight from using that lightest blush, but that's okay. We're going to put that on. I think that's a very natural blush, or excuse me, highlight. Nothing extreme, nothing too major. It actually does look nice when it's more concentrated, like you can tell on my nose. Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. So actually that's a really nice, kind of comparable, reminds me of my Milani strobe light one. But if you like can't find a shade you like, maybe check out these finishing powders, because I know that they have like light, medium, and I think they at least have 2 if not 3 shades of this. So that might work well for different skin tones. All right, where are we at? Let's go ahead and spray the face. So this recommendation again is from Taylor Wynn, Casey Holmes. So many people love this. The Wet n Wild Photofocus 3-in-1 primer water. I have mine in the scent Rose. It's my favorite. I have used coconut. Coconut's a little strong. I've never tried cucumber. Definitely I'm a fan of the Rose. Love this. Used it to wet my brush, used it to moisten my sponge. It's a great product for cheap. I also a lot of times use the Catrice Dewy and Glowy, but if I can't get a hold of that, this is definitely my next pick. All right, to finish off the brows, this is a recommendation from me actually. My favorite brow product has been the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil, specifically in the shade Ash Brown. So yeah, actually that glue, it's got my brows in place. Maybe the last time I used it, I just didn't give it enough time to dry. Like I kind of made my assumptions before it actually had done what it's supposed to. But look, as I'm trying to kind of put color in, it's not really filling in completely. But isn't that, if I'm honest, I don't understand the fluffy brow trend unless that's what it's supposed to look like more feathered and less filled in and less blocky. So hold on, let's fill this in and then we'll take a look at it. Okay, that's gonna have to be good, because with that glue in my brows, it's really dictating where the product is able to lay down. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm used to a much more bold brow, but again, is that the purpose of this feathered brow look? Like, it looks like a feather. Like I understand what that means now. Interesting. That's something that I'll have to play around with more. But lastly, let me wipe my lips off. Our last product here was recommended by so many YouTubers. I can't even tell you how many times I saw this pop up as their favorite lip product, but specifically Miss Jamie Page. She had the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. And I have mine in the shade 008 Stone. I do use this a lot when I just want to apply something. Because, like, look, it does have color to it. Let me show you. Like, here's the color Stone. Smells wonderful. Now, I don't think it's this shade, but this formula, I've heard a lot of people kind of duping as similar to the Fenty Gloss Bombs. So, oh, let's do the lower eyelash really quick. So, I am just going to take some of this light shade and just a boop of that dark shade. Run that under the lower lash line. And let's try out this mascara on the lower lashes. Oh, I actually like that for lower lashes. That curl or curve allows it to grab the lashes without like hitting your lid as much as the straight ones. There's that though. I actually like that for the bottom lashes really well. But anyways, here is my full face of 2020 best recommendations from YouTubers. I think it looks nice. The outside corners of my eyes look a little rough, but I think that's just due to me trying to rush so we can get out the door. But the overall eyeshadow looks really nice. I actually want to take just a little bit of that lightest shade and pop it into the, whatever that's called, that for some reason I can't think of it right now. Now I think we're done. So yeah, definitely the most consistently recommended products had to be the e.l.f. Bite Size Quads, the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Foundation, as well as the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. So it seems like these 4 are the top picks for the year. But yeah, I actually would have to agree. Like, this is fantastic. Absolutely love it. The bronzer for me is definitely one that you know I use so often. The spray, absolutely. And the Milani eyeshadow primer. Love these. But that is my full face. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what was your favorite product of the year. Do you agree with any of these? Do you think something else really should have gotten the hype that maybe it didn't get or deserved? So just let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.